everyone. Today I have a sketchbook tour for you. Well, okay, more like 2 sketchbook tours for you. So both of these books were finished on the same date because I wanted to get one of them that was very old finished and gone. So the big one is actually the old one, while the smaller one was finished in about 8 months. So it started in July of 2014. It's quite old. It shows its age quite a bit. There's a bit of a jump in the middle of it where I didn't use it for a long time because I got different sketchbooks. I was working on something smaller because I found that I really don't like working on large paper unless I'm doing a full finished piece, because my sketches tend to be small, but whenever I see a large piece of paper, I'm like, oh, I want to fill it up with something big and detailed. And that's not what I want my sketchbooks to be. I want them to be quick. I want them to be full of ideas and less of finished pictures. That's just how I've changed over time. I didn't used to be like that, but I think buying this big sketchbook back then was kind of a risk for me because I had no idea if I could use such large paper or a large surface for sketches, and it turns out I can't. It's not that I can't, it's that I prefer not to. So later in this book you will be seeing a couple of watercolor things or something that I did a large ink project on just because I wanted to fill up the sketchbook. It's not that it's a bad paper, it's just not something that I would like my finished art to be in. And some of these things that I've done I've actually ripped them out and they're in my portfolio now. So there's probably a couple pages missing from this book where I did a finished piece and decided I'm not going to leave it in there, but some of them are still in here. One of my first YouTube painting video things that I did here is actually in this book. And I regretted painting in this sketchbook so much back whenever I did it, because it turned out so warped and stuff. Besides that, you'll see a bunch of post-it notes. I guess at one point I went through and just was horrified by a lot of sketches and just kind of post-it noted over them. I didn't draw on top of the post-it notes like I normally do. And yeah, there's a lot of post-it notes in here that are just hiding things from you guys. I'm sorry. And to be honest, I don't think I can stand myself enough to take them off. I'm sorry. So on to the next sketchbook. This one was started in June of 2016, and I really love the size of this sketchbook. It's the same paper, same sketchbook. They're both Kanzen XL mixed media, but I found this size at Walmart, and Hobby Lobby doesn't sell this size of the Kanzen books, and I mean, it's like $7. I love these books so much. I already have another one. I don't think I can go back to using something that's not spiral anymore. Not that I like the spiral bound. I actually like the book and the saddle bound a lot more because they're actually easier to carry around in your bag, but I love that I can just pull this book out, flip it to a page, and I don't have to worry about it being held down on the side because the book's trying to shut on me while I'm sketching, and it sounds silly, but I've really grown addicted to using these. The paper quality is so nice. I love Kanzen's paper so much, both their watercolor and their mixed media. It's just the perfect weight for me. It's the perfect brightness of white, and I like how not only markers work on them, but also ink. so I'll probably be using these for a long time. You'll probably notice that I used a ballpoint pen in most of this sketchbook as well as the end of the last one. I love Bic pens. So the Bic crystal pens, they turn out to actually be waterproof, so I like to use them with watercolor and also with the Crayola Super Tips. I know that sounds kind of strange, but I love using the Crayola Super Tips because they just add a pop of color, and you can take a water brush to them and kind of make them look watercolory, but I don't know, they're just cheap, they're easy to use, and if they run out, I mean, it's about $4 to buy another set of 50 if I really want to. So like my last sketchbook was finished in 9 months, while this one was finished in 8 months, but I was also working on like 3 other sketchbooks as well. I'm trying to get myself into the habit of sticking to one. Consider it this is your book that you are going to get better in, you're going to improve, you're going to just get your thoughts out, and you'll actually see that I have a couple really quick, messy sketches done with pen in here, and these are actually painting sketches. So I'll do like a super messy, quick sketch, and then I'll bring out my watercolor paper, and then I'll paint it. And I found that helps me a lot with getting my ideas down, and instead of looking at a sketch as like, oh, this sketch is so good, I'm gonna have to finish it and consider this as like the picture, I tell myself, nope, that sketch is a sketch, and yeah, I feel much better whenever I do that now. I feel like I'm actually getting a lot more pieces done. And that all being said, that doesn't stop me from wanting to use watercolor in this book and like do tiny colored sketches, because I'm still kind of working my brain. I still need to know color as much as anything else. So there are some color things, there are some value studies in here, and overall I feel pretty good about the sketchbook. It's not my most beautiful sketchbook. It's not my favorite one of them all, because I really don't have a favorite sketchbook, but all in all, I'm glad that I finished it, and with that, I hope you guys like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.